Hey there everybody, VernKerrigan back again for episode 2 of Let's Play Kerbal Space Program. My friend Chris, big shout out to him, said, hey, you should record Kerbal Space Program. And I was like, I've already recorded an episode. And he was like, what? And so I'm going to make another episode, hopefully of higher quality, because I didn't think that my last episode was especially great. There's a lot of pausing in it, so I'm going to try and talk more. That's the gist of it. But this is for Chris. Leave a comment if you think that's a cool name, which you shouldn't, but, you know, if you want to, that's fine. And today, instead of going to the rocketry hangar, we're going to go to the vehicle assembly building and build ourselves a space plane. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to do that yet. Basically, I want to build a plane, maybe a Mark II, Mark I plane, something like that. And then I am going to take it and put it on top of a bigger plane and figure out a way to send that into space. So, this is going to be a relatively simple craft. We're going to have advanced SAS, no standard SAS on this one, even though it'd probably be a good idea. It's a lot of weight, I'm not going to use it. And we are going to use nothing but the excuse me, I just drank a Mountain Dew. I'm going to use nothing but the C7 Aerospace Industries part, or the stock C7 Aerospace parts. If you look at the bottom of this info panel, you see created by C7 Studios. I have these parts. This is a rocket fuel tank. This is a jet fuel tank. Notice, mass of 1.2, capacity of 450. Mass of 1.2, capacity of 150. So the parts that made it into the actual game are a little bit more balanced than the other ones. I'm going to do a lot of fuel, plus some RCS fuel. There we go. And this is going to be our plane. The reason I'm making it a little bit longer is because I want it to be a little bit on the stable side. Bigger planes are inherently more stable, which is nice. Or to a point. I mean, a plane needs to be a certain... how to explain it? When planes are really small, they control so violently that it's difficult to get them to work right. So we're going to put our wings like this. They're up one notch, and this one, let's see. Yes, so they're up a notch, so they're not perfectly horizontal, they're up, and then I use Shift Q to bend them down, because I think that looks pretty dang cool. What about you guys? Well, I hope you guys think it looks cool, otherwise, sucks for you. So we're gonna throw those wings on. Need them a little bit further back than that. You want to have the center of lift a little bit behind the center of mass, but not too far. So there's our wing structure. Just a sec. Sorry about that, guys. Had a little bit of housework to do. Let's get back to work. Okay, so we've got wings. We need an engine. For this, I need... the thing is, I need an engine that can work in atmosphere and in space. Which, I don't know. Actually, I guess what I can do is, right now, I'm going to move these wings back even a little bit more. I need that symmetry back on. Because what I'm thinking about doing is I've always wanted to have wingtip tanks, so that's how I'm going to propel myself in space. Just a basic tank of fuel, and then where did my train of thought go? Basic tank of fuel and one of the lander engines that I used last episode. The very small ones. So, let's get a small gear bay. If we throw it right... let's see, how is this attaching? What if I don't snap to angle? Ooh, that's much better. So I want to turn around, and you want to have... Oh, wow. Those are significantly higher up. What about that? Is that feasible? That's feasible. You want your landing gear to be as close to the center of mass as possible without going in front of it. Because if you go in front of it, your plane is obviously unbalanced and will tip over backwards. But right here, it won't quite tip over, but it will be able to rotate back, which is important because right now I'm just doing basic takeoff testing. Before it becomes an issue, I'm going to take my stock struts. I have other struts as well, but those are not nearly as strong, and just throw something in like that. Now, if we go to command and control, we need small control surfaces, or normal control surfaces, standard control surfaces, excuse me, on wings and tail fin. That is horribly ugly. Alright, let's change how we're doing this. Come on. Oh, come on. Come on. I'm mangling this so bad. Alright, I need to look at it this way. Alright, so that's the correct orientation like that. And like there. So I don't know if these control surfaces are actually useful, but we'll find out, and this will be, what's a good name for an airplane? Scarecrow 1. There we go, Scarecrow 1. Let's see, we've got fuel, we've got an engine, we've got SAS, RCS, no RCS ports, that's fine. We've got a Kerbal. We need... Do we need anything? Anything at all? No. Let's save it and launch. Let's see how this goes. Probably terribly. But the idea is that I will keep talking. What I'm expecting to happen is because the wings are angled down, pitch and roll, and yaw are all going to activate these two control surfaces here, which means that our plane is going to be rather likely to do bad things. So, as you can see, we naturally tilt back a little bit, which is not especially good, except if you're lazy like me. Because watch, I turn the stability augmentation system on, and precision controls. Always have precision controls on when you are flying airplanes, otherwise they will do flips and all sorts of very acrobatic things that will send them spinning out of control. So because we're pointed up, as soon as we get enough speed to lift off, we will, because our thrust is going up. Fortunately, it doesn't look like we have enough speed. Come on, pitch up. Oh! Oh, this is bad. This is bad. This is very bad. Oh, oh, oh. Alright. Design unsuccessful. Now, these wings might be the problem, actually. I mean, they look cool. Don't get me wrong. They look very cool. But I'm pretty sure they're a problem, so we're going to get rid of them. And put on some normal, I believe they're called dihedrally rotated wings. You put them, no, there we go. You put them like that, and that apparently increases lift, or something. That center of lift is really far back, so let's move those wings forward. They start pointing down. No, they didn't. Excellent. I feel like this is not enough lift. Tell you what, we're going to go for an interesting wing configuration that I saw the other day. I don't remember exactly what I was watching, but it was something... I was watching something off of the Kerbal Space program forums, and it was a really cool way to make delta wings, so that instead of just going into a flat line at the back, they pointed out, and I don't know how applicable it is as far as an airplane design is concerned, and I think there might be trouble with that intersecting the engine, but I don't care, and so I'm just gonna make it. I'm just gonna see what happens. So you do... Actually, I think I can do it just here. No, I can't. Damn it. So you go like that, and you take one of these wing connectors and you flip it around like that, which is... This already looks cool. Alright. And then you take a delta wing and you stick that on the side. Oh my god. That looks cool. I don't know if it works. The center of lift is a little bit far back. But who cares? That's the philosophy I'm going to take. We'll put some... Can we put swept wings on these? Oh, now that looks cool. I approve of that wing design very much. And where's the center of mass? It's about a... I bet if I put my stuff right about there, that'll be good. The tricky bit is getting your wheels to rotate just the way you want them. And are those straight? Those look about straight, about level. Center of mass, center of thrust. No! Put that back. Come on. Come on. There we go. Center of mass, center of thrust. Looks good. Save. Launch it. This one will also tilt back because our wings are above the lowest point on the rocket. So as you can see right now, our rear gear is not touching the ground. Hopefully our tail won't smack into the ground. That would be not good. That's close. That's very close. But SAS on, precision control on, throttled to... Actually, supposedly you want to do that, start your engine, and then throttle it up. It does something good. I don't know. It's what the pros seem to do. Maybe it's just for larger rockets where all that thrust all at once would be bad. Oh, come on, SAS. Come on. Come on, come on, baby. Come on, baby. Oh, it doesn't have control surfaces! Oh. Oh dear. Okay, so I forgot to put control surfaces on. So I have one control surface, and so when the plane starts rolling left, this will turn to the right to try and compensate for it, and that'll roll us back level, but it starts to yaw us over to the right. So we start turning right, and then it goes to the left to try and turn us left, and then we roll left. It's just not good. So we go back to command and control. We turn on symmetry because we're back in the VAB, and we... No! Bumble at turning pieces around. There we go. Alright, so these control surfaces will act as elevons, that is, elevators which control pitch, and ailerons which control roll. It'll perform both those functions. Technically speaking, if this were like the space shuttle, you'd have extra control surfaces back here, because these, if you have 4 elevons, then you can perform large rolls and, I can't talk right now, hard rolls or hard pitches, or you can do a little bit, or you can do both at once. This design is not so elegant, and if I put extra control surfaces here, it will be so controllable that, you know, you touch the controls and the thing just spins around, and you lose control of it. Yeah, see? Because we're locked in an upwards heading, the lift of the vehicle gets you off the ground, no problem. Let's get that gear up, and I'm going to leave that SAS on for a little bit. Actually, no. Let's see what happens when I take the SAS off. And it's controllable. It's got a huge problem with pitching down. I'm keeping a pretty steady backwards pitch, But the thing, if I just let go of the stick, the thing is completely uncontrollable. I think that... oh god. I think that might be because of how big the wingspan is, but it is uncontrollable. Let's drop that throttle down a little bit. Yeah, I tap the roll, right? And if you watch the nav ball, you can see just tapping the roll, even for a second, spins the entire thing around. Good if you want to do a drastic turn like I do, but bad if you want to do anything else. Oh, okay. Funny story, I just turned off the throttle. That's because on my joystick for playing a game like IL-2 Sturmovik, a great flight simulator, I have up on the throttle axis as going faster, but in Kerbal Space Program it recognizes it backwards for whatever reason, and I really should invert it, but basically, moral of the story, throttle down is throttle up and vice versa, so I accidentally do the wrong thing all the time. So, we should be coming back towards the Space Center now. I'm going to lock the SAS while I turn the camera around. Okay, we are. Good. And so, come on. You can see it just oscillating around like that. We're going to drop throttle, drop the landing gear, and try and bring this thing in for a landing. Hopefully... Oh, I forgot to... Oh, goodness. This is bad. This is bad. Come on, pitch up, pitch up, pitch up! I want to save this Kerbal. Kerbman. No, 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 no! Oh. And there goes the wings. So that was less than successful. We had a big problem pitching up. That means we have more lift in the back and more weight in the back. No, we have more lift in the back than we need. Or the center of lift is too far back is another way of explaining it. And it's just lifting the tail up so hard that the nose goes down. So if you think about it, if we look at center of lift, center of mass, our center of lift is back here. So it lifts up, and that puts the nose down. And that's because we have so much lift back here. So I'm torn because I really want to change that center of lift, but at the same time this wing design is so cool. Alright, we'll do that, and then put our standard control surfaces like that. And that looks like a terrible idea. We're gonna scrap that idea before the launch pad. Nope, I want the small control surface. We'll take a small control surface, and we'll just put those little bitty baby control surfaces on those wings. There we go, that looks good. The plane doesn't look very good, but the overall design does. So hopefully this will work better. Crossing my fingers. And we're going to launch again. I have considerably more experience with the rockets than I do the space planes, because space planes are hard, guys. Getting into orbit off of this runway, which is the eventual goal, I'm going to focus on getting a ship from this runway into orbit and hopefully back onto the planet and landed safely before I move on to the next goal, which is going to be landing on the planet of Eve. Planet Eve, I haven't quite got... I can get to Duna, fine. Duna is the Kerbal Space Program equivalent of Mars. So, Duna is no problem. You know what? The plane can fly on its own with the SAS. So, if we look here, Duna's here. I already have 2 missions landed here. It's really not that hard to get there. In fact, right now is the launch window. When you have about 45 degrees, Duna being ahead of Kerbin. Yeah, that's right. When Duna is ahead of Kerbin by 40 to 45 degrees, once you're in an orbit alongside Kerbin, so basically you get into an orbit very similar to Kerbin's, then when the angle is like this, you burn until you get an intercept right around here. And that's all fine and dandy, But getting to Eve is significantly more difficult. Eve is the planet below Kerbin. So Eve needs to be about here when I make the burn into its orbit. You decrease the apoapsis, you burn retrograde against the direction of travel, slow yourself down into Eve's orbit, and then slow yourself down even more. The problem is I haven't quite got, it's called the phase angle, right? It's the angle behind that Eve needs to be. Supposedly it's around 40, I'm not entirely sure. And if we look, Eve is on a slightly weird axis. It's this purple line. So you can see if this gray and blue line here is Kerbin's orbit, here's Eve's. It's offset a little bit. And trying to get the intercept just right is rather difficult. But back to the plane at hand, we're going to turn around. Oh goodness. The plane is significantly more controllable, but more sluggish as well. So I'm just gonna get it turned around. It yaws around. I think that supposedly, because it's yawing around so much, that when I'm trying to roll, I think that just means that I have not a big enough rudder, which is entirely possible. But we're going to fix that at a later time because I need to get some stuff done before I head out to soccer in about 45 minutes to an hour. So I'm just going to try and set this thing down. Hopefully this will be a more successful landing. Deploy the landing gear and come in for an approach. Hopefully I won't be landing at 50% throttle. That would be less than ideal. But here we go. Alright, this is the view I like to use. Hopefully I won't crash into anything on the Space Center, but because of how much lift this has, I should be able to set it down less than 90 meters per second, hopefully. Sidvi Kerman. He seems calm. I like Sidvi. He's confident. I can admire a man with confidence. But here we go. Come on, landing. This is what I need. This is what I need. Come on. Come on. Landing is best done slowly. A really good LP of this game has been done by a guy on YouTube called Winter Owl. Look him up. And from watching his videos, I corrected the mistake of trying to fly into the ground, which is, of course, not how you land. You land by trying to fly as close to the ground as you possibly can, as slow as you possibly can, and once you get those two, your plane will land itself. So you... Oh, don't touch down yet. Oh, and you try and just get the right point, and we have... touchdown! That's fine, that's fine. We're bouncing. And hand is off the stick. All three wheels are on the... No! Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Oh. Whoops. So, I pressed the landing gear button, G, instead of the brakes button, B. And so now I have this. But the design is landable. I need to find a way to not have that engine crash into the ground. Though, I figure if I'm landing, I don't really need the engine anymore. So, we'll figure that out. Stop rolling. Stop. 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 Just stop. Alright. Thank you all for watching. I've been VernKerrigan. This has been episode 2 of Let's Play Kerbal Space Program. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like. Comments are always nice. I like feedback. And if you want to see more, please subscribe. See y'all next time. Bye.